Welcome back to Be That Create That. I want to appreciate you guys for being here, whether you are joining us inside the community, you are joining us on the podcast, or you are joining us on YouTube. I just want to say thank you. I also want to say I'm so proud of you. And part of the reason I say that is because not enough people are taking the time to not only learn, but then once they learn, they're taking action on the thing that they're learning. A lot of people are going through analysis paralysis, but not you. If you are here, then I know that it is because you want to do better, create better, be better for yourself. So I want to dive right into it. I'm Trienne. I am a leadership performance coach. I work specifically working with people to help develop the leadership within themselves, but also on their team. I think it's really important for us to be able to look to our team to support us. And I think it's important for our team to know that we not only are helping develop them and creating, more opportunities for them to share their talent, but also opportunities for them to see us doing that as well. And if you've been with us for a while, I talk a lot about how we can really create different opportunities for our team. And in order to do that, it's opening more things on our plate to be able to do some things in our future that we want to do as well. Today's episode is going to be no different for you because today's episode is using your past to create your future. So there's a phrase I keep coming back to lately. It's you past to create your future. And the reason I'm saying it is because I don't want to ignore my past. I was just having a conversation with my oldest daughter about some of the things that I did back in my day. And we were kind of joking. She's like, Mom, you were so wild. And Blake and I are so not. And I said, it was not really wild. I said, I had some times where I felt very free to, choose my own identity and choose my own experiences. And I don't want to say I rushed into things, but I definitely tried a lot of things and went a lot of different places. And I learned a lot, but I don't try to relive that past. I don't ignore that it happened, but I also don't get stuck in it because I feel like if I did, like I used to, I would be of the belief of I don't deserve to be where I'm at right now. Who is going to listen to me if they knew what I've been through? And those types of things are not serving us. Those conversations are not transforming into our leadership lifestyle. And as leaders, our past isn't just baggage. It's just data. It's just information. It is irrelevant to the point that it shouldn't hold us back. It's experience. It's wisdom that was earned the hard way. And when we choose to look at it through the right lens, it becomes one of our greatest leadership tools. So the early version of my leadership journey, I really thought leadership meant that I had to have all the answers, working harder, being tougher, carrying more on these shoulders. I really believed that results came from control and from speed and from proving myself, specifically as a woman in a male-dominated group. At one point when I started at Ponderosa, I was the only female general manager in a room with 15 men. And I really thought as a 23-year-old woman straight out of college, I had some crap to prove. And when I really realized that the only person I was really trying to prove that to was myself, I started to say, okay, what do I need to do to better myself in my restaurant at the time and not worry about what all these other guys are doing? Because that point, it wasn't about them, it was about me. So some of the control, speed, proving myself worked until it didn't. Because what I didn't realize at the time was that I was leading from some survival mode, from a place that was not sustainable. I was building a lot of success. I earned some rewards. Our restaurant earned some rewards. Our team got Team of the Year 2 times in a row out of over 50 different restaurants in our company. But I was not always building my people, and I was not always building myself. It was just go, go, go. And what that experience will teach us is that over time, these types of experiences, this control, this rush, has a way of humbling you, but it doesn't sharpen you. My past leadership taught me what burnout felt before I would admit that it was burnout. And for me, it usually showed up in the way of just being sick. How miscommunication creates really unnecessary tension. And some of that miscommunication could just be an appreciation for what the other person brings to the table, realizing that everybody on the team can have different talents and being able to shout those out. Why standards matter, but how you hold them matters more. And that confidence isn't volume. It's not big. It's not ego. It's clarity. Those lessons didn't come from books. Those didn't come from my management degree at Western. Those came from moments that were really uncomfortable, really messy, really raw and real. And that's the point. Your past leadership experiences aren't mistakes that then need to be erased. I say everything is a lesson or a blessing. They are lessons to be learned. So obviously, today my leadership looks way different. If you followed me for any time at all, you know over the past 30 years, I've gotten time in retail management, restaurant management. I managed a comedy club. I worked for a loan department at a bank. And I've been coaching women in leadership now and helping to build teams and create vision board workshops since 2018. So now I lead with intention instead of reaction. Now it's curiosity instead of an assumption. I always am curious about the intent, but I typically assume that it's an optimistic intent. I lead with boundaries instead of no. No is a complete sentence. And if it's not a hell yes, you will hear from me. It is a hell no, and that's okay. Empowerment instead of control. I don't control what everybody does on our team. Instead, it is, who can I teach today? How can I work with this person in a way that's going to make them better at the end of today? And now I understand that leadership isn't about being perfect. It's about being present, reflective, willing to grow myself, because I know that the leader that I am today exists because of that really crappy leader that I used to be. I have worked so hard on my own abilities and talents and skills and communication that I now know how to see it in other people. And I also know the steps they need to take to get past it. I use my past for more of a strategic advantage. So here's the shift that I want you to really consider. So instead of asking yourself, oh my gosh, why did that happen? Or what we're going to do instead is say, what did that teach me? What did I learn? Instead of thinking, I should have known better. I shouldn't have been there. I shouldn't have said those things. Now we're going to try, now I know better and I can lead the conversation differently. I can lead the situation differently. Your past is going to show you the things that you need to repeat, the things that you need to refine and make better, and the things that you need to release. And that awareness is what's going to help create a stronger future for you. I can look back on different conversations and tell me if this resonates with you, but I am able to say the conversation again in the car about a different way that I would have maybe said something. And that helps me learn from that and be able to do better when another conversation that's similar comes up, because it will. So take a moment and ask yourself, what leadership moment do I feel like has shaped me the most? What pattern do I see in those past decisions that I can look at, I can reflect on, and I can make better, because I want to intentionally lead differently moving forward. Growth isn't going to require starting over. It's going to require building upon things that we've already done and moving forward with some clarity about what we want and where we want to be and what we want to see in our teams. So I want you to understand that your past does not disqualify you. Your past has prepared you. Your experience didn't weaken your leadership or make those years ones that you don't want to repeat or relook at. They deepened your leadership. because you use what you've lived and you use what you've learned. And now you're letting it guide you to be a better leader that you're becoming. Because most of all, we want to remember that our powerful future is built by leaders who are willing to learn from their past and then lead with purpose. So if this was something that resonated with you and you're like, I really want to take a look at some of the things that have happened for me and how can I learn from those experiences and how can I communicate differently with my team and how can I learn to empower my team? How can I work with them to develop their talent? I want to be there for you. Our community wants to be there for you. So the first thing I would say is join us in the Be That Create That community that is on Facebook. We talk about different leadership conversations we have. I put a lot of inspiration in there, things for us to think about, journal prompts, books that we're reading. I also want to invite you to do just maybe a coffee chat. I'm going to put those links down below so that you guys have those, whether it's on podcast, YouTube, or in our group, because I know for myself, when I didn't have the monetary means to hire myself a mentor, I used a lot of different mentors that I found online. I have some information like this in the history of some of our trainings, but there came a time where I had to decide because I was getting so much information from so many different people. I had to really decide for myself who is speaking the most truth to me that I can use and move forward. And if you think that being able to pick and choose from some of those things and implement on your own works for you, then I absolutely love that for you. And I've been there and done that. I will tell you, I moved the fastest when I had one person that I could specifically talk to and work with that knew where I was coming from, that understood my business, that started to learn to understand the way that I think. And we were able to move miles ahead of when I tried to do it on my own. So that might just come with a coffee and connect. I'll make sure that I get those links down there for you below. Also, please share in the comments what your biggest takeaway was from this point, and then share it with someone who you think may absolutely learn something from this as well. I appreciate your guys' time. I appreciate you listening to the podcast, being in our community, and following us on YouTube. And I can't wait until our next episode. Have a great day.